It worked out pretty well. I always gave my kids the choice. I said, if you want to go to school, you know, they're about 6. We were in New Zealand, and where you can homeschool. They actually paid me to homeschool. And I said, there's a place down the road called the school. You're welcome to go. I don't own you. You're not my slave. I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't spend 1 second of my life in a place called a school, you know, unless it was like I was in Austin and it was run by Michael. Then I would.
You're such a rebel.
Yeah. Oh, that's my fate. And I said, but if you want to, you can stay home. She says, well, what do I do all day? I says, up to you. It's your life. Your life from this point forward is going to be making one choice after another. And trust me, some of the people, you know, these called philosophers are going to try to convince you that you're not making choices. The choice is an illusion. You're going to be making choices. And so you might as well start learning how to do that right now. So the whole day is yours. And I said, you may think if you want to enjoy the rest of your life and be productive, you may want to spend some time studying math, science, and later science, and do a lot of reading, just because it stirs your imagination. But you know, you don't have to. And that led to some funny things, because my wife at the time and the kid's mother was Korean, and you know, kind of the ultimate helicopter mom. So you can imagine, what do you mean you're not going to send them to school? I said, well, if you talk them into it, if they want to go to school, that's their choice.
I can't tell you, John, how refreshing your attitude is. It's just so, it's like, okay, child, you're going to have to start making decisions from this point on. And like, isn't that so wise that we're creating people who can make decisions? Because ultimately, the kinds of decisions you make are going to be what makes you successful in life, period, right? And so for them to start doing that at 6, I mean, what bigger gift can you give a human?
I agree with you. I really agree with you. Now, that's not the attitude that most people had back then. They were like, because they could see that this kid was, you know, both of my kids are fairly off scale brilliant, okay? You are ruining your children. These are such amazing kids, and you're ruining them. You're not letting them go to school. I said, well, you didn't hear me. I said, they're welcome to go to school if they want, you know? But it is a little unfair in one sense, because they really were born with sort of, especially Laura, with a kind of a special abilities, not just intelligence. That's the smallest part of it. She's got determination, perseverance, like I've never seen in another human being. And so I think sometimes as a couple of friends pointed out, John, you can't advocate homeschooling by using Laura as an example, because she's just off scale. But it certainly didn't hurt her. I mean, she's
right,
now.
But don't you think that like everybody is born with a certain talent or a certain gift or certain something, right? But we're constantly putting obstacles in children's ways, right? Like, you have to do this, you have to do that. We make decisions for them all the time. So, you know, most children don't get the opportunity to show their genius, right? But you happen to be a parent, right? I'm not saying, like, you know, like she might have had like superior executive functioning, right? Right. But everybody, as you know, we come into this world with this incredible brain that has probably different propensities in different areas. It doesn't have to be in executive functioning. It could be in musical talent, or it could be in other things, right? But if they're constantly spent their time busy doing things so they can't discover that, or doing things to please other people, they're not going to be able to develop that natural inclination of their brain, or how they're wired, you know, to discover their genius.